Um, I'm out at a very active lot where most of the trick bikes and cars go to drag race and stuff. The airport is right there. I'm like south of it. And also the spaceport and this big round cement pad they call the Mothership. Today's video is just testing my camera. My sound hasn't been that great, so I'm trying to get that right. And just having fun on the four-wheeler. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick review of my four-wheeler, the CFMoto CForce, and I'm gonna go over the recall that it had and show some footage of driving around in here. And then I'm gonna show some drifting footage because that's the only thing I can really do. I'm not good at wheelies or jumping. I've never tried to jump it, but yeah, I don't really want to jump this thing. So, but drifting and high speed I like. So let me get to the review. This is my 2024 CFMoto CForce. This is the 1000. I got camo because I don't like having stuff written all over. So as you can see, their CForce is blended in pretty good. And I took off all the stickers because I don't like them. And they're actually all on something under the seat. So I took off the reflectors because why have camo and reflectors? Doesn't make much sense to me. I'm not a big safety person, so I'm not gonna have them on for that. These might come off, these reflectors. I just like a cleaner look, and the reflectors annoy me. So I have my brake lights or my turn signals right there. I wish I would have gotten, they have like 3-inch. I wish I would have got the 3-inch ones, because these are actually blocking up my reverse lights, which you can still see plain. I mean, they clearly show. It's not blocking them up all the way, but it would have looked better with the 3-inch. But you really don't notice anyway, so whatever. I got spacers, which I think are just totally necessary on these four-wheelers. When I first got this thing, if all I was doing was driving it around, it would be fine, but I like to drift and climb and do all that kind of stuff, so spacers are kind of necessary for that, or getting wheels that are out a little farther. So I got 1.5 inch so that it would fit in the back of my truck, but now that I have a trailer, I would rather have 2-inch. So 1.5 inch is about all you can use to have it go between the wheel wells, at least on the Sierra. And it squishes it up too. It actually makes the suspension go up a tiny bit, but it does squeeze through. Sounds like they're racing over there now. But yeah, if you're gonna be ripping on one of these, whatever four-wheeler you get, I would put spacers on. It just makes it better. And I lowered it by 3/4 inch, so almost an inch, but I think it rides better. It has more articulation now for climbing, so I figured it has 12 inches of clearance. I believe I could lose 1 inch. I forget what it actually is now. I think it is 11 and 11.25. And that 12 inches with those tires completely full. I think they're like 25 pounds. I run them at 14. I don't like the shifting of the tires when they're too low. So I don't run low tires like that. I don't think that the extra traction is worth all of the extra abuse that you're doing to the drivetrain, and especially when you got CV axles. Having these tires almost flat, like I know a lot of people do 5 to 8 pounds, but you're torturing your drivetrain doing that. Yeah, low tire pressures, I don't do it in my truck. I don't do it on this. If you're on a long ride and you're pushing how much fuel you have, running low tire pressure, just like any car, is gonna, I think these ones might be worse, but I'm not for sure. But at any rate, you're gonna use more fuel. On hot days, you're gonna run the belt hotter, you're gonna run the engine hotter. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You just get a little more traction, but you're doing all this abuse. So I run like 12 to 14. Usually around 14 is what I like. I get, and the other thing is, do you really need that extra traction? Are you just doing it just because a lot of people do? Like, you don't even need the extra traction, but and there's also that risk of tearing the sidewalls. So I got these bags. This is what I use for now. Now in 25, CFMoto came out with they have some cool cases, which if they're not too much, when I get my hands on them, I'd like to replace these with these plastic stuff they have there. But for now, these work. I basically lock them on with a lock up here, and they can't go nowhere because they're locked. They have one of these on every side, so and then I put this cover on them, and that keeps the dust and everything out of everything. So, because these things don't zip, they really need that. I hope these guys don't come over here and start causing trouble, dusting up my area that I'm gonna dust up in a minute. Yeah, normally, and my fuel would go right here, so that's what that spot's for, fuel. I have one of those regular 5-gallon jugs that I can put there. I'm going to be using that. I got a really long ride coming up, so I'll be having to carry some fuel. That'll be cool. And the only issue I've had with this, because the recall really isn't an issue. You'll see when I show. It's the stupidest thing ever. If what I'm thinking it is what it is, because otherwise there's no other problem with this thing. And the thing they're saying is a problem, I actually like what it does. So, but this is the only issue that I've had. That thumb throttle right there. Now I have replaced this with my own. I designed that on Fusion 360. I printed it out on my printer. It's made of what did I use? PETG filament. So it's meant for being outside, and it's super strong. And basically my thumb would, if it jerked too much, could go off the throttle and in between. And I had one time when the handlebars jerked, and I thought it broke my thumb, but it didn't. But that's when I went and made this throttle, and now there's no way and this one's more comfortable because the other throttle would be right about there, and then but mine is in, so it's right. I can keep total grip on it and work the throttle, and then when it's full, it's right at my tip of my thumb. So that works way the hell better. But that was the only thing. And then I got my map right here, and that I got all set up pretty good. And then the seat, I got the 2-up because I knew it would be a good spot for my backpack. But I'm also hoping, in the event of a rollover, that this seat would actually kind of work as a roll bar. I don't like the flat ones. I just don't like the way they look, really. I don't know why. I like the 2-ups. I just like the way they look better. And I'm hoping that thing could save me in the event of it rolling over. Plus, also having the wheels stuck out a little bit, you know, could help save a limb. I just, you know, give me a chance if this thing rolls over. But I can kind of see how, if that stuff all worked over there and I was underneath it, it would probably just go right over me. The only part I have to worry about is that part. And the rest of it. But anyway, the winch on this thing works awesome. I was using this thing a lot to pull it up and let it down off my truck. I don't recommend hauling this in a truck, pickup truck. I would use a trailer because it kind of messed my tailgate up a little bit. I'm gonna go see if I can have it warrantied. Otherwise, I can fix it pretty easy. It's not that bad, but having it bouncing on the front part of the tailgate wasn't good. I don't use the sway bar, so if you can see it, it's tied on the other side, but I just have those tied down there. I can put them back on at any time, so if I'm gonna go on the road and be going really fast, I can put them back on. But for right now, everything you see me do, I don't even notice that is off. So there's my turn signals for the front. They're not blocking anything, but still I wish I would have got the 3-inch ones. Anyway, I did like this because I don't like those little lights that they're putting in. I don't like how they're drilling into that. I always try to keep my stuff removable, just in case I had to sell this. Some people aren't going to like those lights. But anyway, if you don't know anything about turn signals and you go to put them on something, these ones that blink require a blinker. What do they call it? It's just a little box that makes the lights flash. Otherwise they'll just be on. They make another version that go like this. They move that way. Those ones don't need a blinker, but they look stupid, so there's that. What else? I really like this four-wheeler. I think it was worth its money. I don't see, even if the Can-Am, which is what this is kind of modeled after, even if it's a little bit better performance, even if it's a little better ride, even if it's a little better steering, I don't think it's worth paying over 10 grand for that. I think four-wheelers, 14 grand max, because then you're moving into other stuff, side-by-sides and other things that to have fun with. But I just don't think that these are worth any more than $14,000. So I paid $10,300. I think they're $10,500 now, and they're all the same price, where the camo was $300 more before, but still worth it. What else? There's one more thing. The only other reason I bought this is for the trailing arms, and I personally think that the trailing arms are better than the A-arms, and so Polaris would have the A-arms. I was looking at Polaris, but again, they're too expensive, and I don't think the A-arms are as good, because when you drift with a vehicle that has A-arms, if there's any slant in them, they tend to have a rolling hop, as the wheel goes up and down, catching traction, and on the other side. So it does this rolling hop, and that could lead to tipping over easy. So that's why I got the trailing arms, because I just think they're a little higher performance. I didn't want to take a chance and then find out that that four-wheeler had that issue. So it probably doesn't, but I don't know. They have odd, their A-arm actually kind of bows up a little bit, so I don't know how that affects it. But usually if it's straight across, it doesn't necessarily gonna have the issue. It's just when they start getting angled, then it kind of pushes and makes it do this rolly thing. But I'm gonna show in a second this doesn't do that. I'm gonna go over there and do some drifts real quick, and have a look at my tires. I can't wait to see but tires look, oh no, my thing is broke. It used to be a fire cap. I printed it out on my printer. I wonder if the other one's totaled. Anyway, tires look pretty good for that abuse. Oh, my other fire cap is alright, I guess. They still look good. Alright, that's enough of that for now. Yep, the CFMoto is well worth its 10 grand. They're 10.5 now. You have to pay more. I hope they make those available. You can see why. This is not the first time I've left things unlocked and I had to go back and look for them. As for my setup here, I'm gonna put sticky tape on this and on this, and then I'm gonna have another pad like this one on here, and then I'm gonna zip tie it down, and I think they'll do it. Hopefully the sound's a whole different issue. I think the sound's gonna be good because it's not shaking like it was before. All the shake is out of the camera. It moves around, like when I jerk one way or the other, then it's gonna move around. But at any rate, man, this thing is fun. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you all the recall. So this is the notice that I got. So what they're complaining about, and what I think the recall was for, was somebody who I refer to as the Hillbilly Karen. Now that's the name that I've given to him since he made that video. I saw the video months ago. It's probably like 4 or so months old, and I bought this anyway because I thought it was stupid what he was saying. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, grab the brake and the thing will stop. And now it's not till I own it that I know how stupid it is. And I think this is what the recall is for. If it's not, correct me, but I'm pretty sure this is what the recall is for. Basically, when you have the downhill assist on, and say you're doing 10 mile an hour, which is what I'm going to do and show it, it will go down to idle. This is in low, not 4 low, but just low range. It will go down to idle. It'll basically idle for 3 feet and then it'll stop. Now they're apparently replacing from what I've read, replacing the throttle mechanism. That doesn't make sense to me because this sounds more like a sensor issue, because when it only does it when it's on flat. Now if it's a little bit slanted, a little bit downhill, it'll keep idling until it catches resistance, or it thinks it's on level ground. When it's on level ground, if it comes down a hill on the level, it'll drive like 3 feet and then it'll stop. And if it's just on level ground and you're coming and you let off to go to idle down to a stop or coast to a stop, it'll basically go 3 extra feet when it comes out of or when it gets to idle. It'll go 3 extra feet, then it'll stop. But I'll show all that. Now there's one benefit that I found to that, and it's when you're on top of like a hill like that, and like where that 4-wheeler went up, if you saw that, if you come to that hill and you let off and you let it go down to idle, it'll drive that 3 feet, so it'll drive right off the edge, and then you're going about as slow as you can go to go down the hill. So I use it all the time. It also, what I'll show, when it's not on and high, it stops quicker. But when it's on and you go from 10 mile to you just coast to a stop, it'll go about 10 feet farther, but everything stays in until it gets to like 3 mile an hour, and then everything kind of turns off. So I like that about it, and I don't want any part of what it does right now to change, because I like how it rides. I like how it drives. So I'm going to show real quick. I'm just going to demonstrate all that stuff. I might Alright, I could probably use rocks, but I'm just going to show real quick. So where it stopped right with high. So that line right there, that's high without hill descent. And this is high hill descent. So now I'm going to show, I'm going to put it back in, no wait, yeah. Right now it's in hill descent. So I'm going to take it out hill descent. Go around, do it again. I'm going to make a new start line and with the rock, and then I'll do it again without and then with. Alright, so I don't want to do it over. I think y'all are going to get the point. There's a spot right there is where it is. So it actually went and was going to stop right here, and then you'll see it in the video. As soon as it hit that, it thought, oh, I'm going down a hill. So it tripped it to keep going. And that's why I think it's a sensor. I don't know what they're replacing. I'm not even going to worry about it, but it was gonna stop, I believe, right there. And then actually it doesn't really matter. It's just not trying to be like accurate, super accurate, but I want to be fair to the thing. It was gonna stop somewhere around there. And then that's a good demonstration of what happens when it feels that it's still going down a hill. It decided it wants to go a little farther, and then it realized, oh, I'm not going down a hill, and then it stops. So I mean, to me, it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's what I expect it to do. So I don't know who these people are that are complaining about this, but I think people who, depending on how they fix it, it might have been losing out on something that was useful. So yeah, you can see when I let off at the board, that's where it is without it. And then it basically does the same thing, but right here is where it gets to idle. And then it just idles that little bit more. And just imagine that space is like up there where you're coming to that hill. I mean, that's about the right speed to then just go right off. Doing the same thing it was doing good. He's up in the air on that thing. Sparks. There go the sparks. Alright, well now the cars have arrived. So, not many bikes left. He's trying, or she, I'm not sure if it's a he or she, but I think it's a she. Don't get mad if you're not a she and you see this. It might be a he. I don't know, long hair throws me off. But there's two cars down there. They're waiting to have some fun. You can tell. I'll come back if they do. I am trying to get my four-wheeler ready to go here. See how nicely it fits on this caravan. So I was going to do a review on this. They sell these at Home Depot. $1,300 with tax if they don't go up. It's really well made. It's the only one I found that's that price that has a A-pillar, or V-pillar, or whatever they call it, that has that instead of a straight bar. So it's literally, I think, the cheapest trailer that's nice that you can get with that. It, however, did not come with the bottom part. I had to buy that. I believe. It didn't come with something I had to buy. No, oh, it didn't come with the whole thing. So I don't think it came with this whole part right here. Yeah, I had to buy that. But otherwise, that flops forward, those flop down. All I've done to this is I cut out that. All I did was use bolt cutters and cut out that part. And then I sawed it right there. And I bought paint that I'm at some point gonna paint so it doesn't, but it's not rusting. Of course, I'm in Arizona, so. But I'm gonna repaint that part. And now it does less, it catches the wind less. I care about my fuel mileage, so. And I'll probably paint the boards so it looks a little nicer. But, oh wait, that probably is a guy. So I take it back. So I need to learn how to wheelie my Talaria. I've been gonna try, but I guess now that I have the four-wheeler and I don't care as much about the Talaria, maybe I can start doing stuff like that with it. Alright, well there you go. There goes one of the cars. Listen to him, he's getting down. He is getting down. Oh, I wish I could get up here. Oh, I missed out. They're leaving. Do something, bastard. Do something. I'm recording you. Oh, I'm missing out on this. Come on, do something. Oh, he's gonna do something. Here we go. Oh, you know what? Is that a Nissan 300ZX? Because that's like one of my favorite cars. Alright, this is Tucson having fun. Let's see if this guy does something. Maybe. Come on. Light it up. Let's go. I didn't climb up here for nothing. Come on. You know you want to. You know you're being filmed. There it goes. Alright. Oh, come on. Yeah. I can do that. That's one of my favorite things to do. If I had a car like that when I was younger, Trans Am, I had a 94 Trans Am that could do shit like that. I miss it. I miss being young. He's getting it. And then you got the guy with the wheelie. That's fucking cool. Should've went down there. I hope you all can see all that. I think I can zoom in. Let me see. I've never really tried the zoom thing on this. Come on, zoom. Tap. Tap to hold. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'm on maximum zoom. He's doing a wheelie. Up there goes that one. I think I'm gonna come out here on a Saturday night and see how this place goes. I don't know if they do it like every weekend, but good job. There he goes. He's getting it. I'm still unsure if it's still going. Alright, I gotta get out of here. But now you see how this place goes. That's just a little teeny tiny taste. And I'll show how it was when I first got here. But there you go, pretty cool. Well, I just wanted to get a little bit of video of it because there's a lot of people out here today riding the bikes. I'm gonna go ride my four-wheeler, but that's what it looks like on a Sunday here.